No hype, no gimmicks, just what actually moves the needle with your money. I'm Jim, and this is where we talk straight about it. Almost all personal finance content tells you what to cut. Today's the opposite. 10 things you should deliberately spend more on the moment you have real disposable income. Not because they're indulgent, but because of how directly they impact your health, your output, and how your day actually feels. This assumes the foundations are already handled. You're not carrying high interest debt, you're saving, you're investing. If that's you, here are 10 upgrades genuinely worth the money. Number 1, and probably the single upgrade with the fastest measurable return, your sleep setup. Sleep researcher Matthew Walker, author of Why We Sleep, has shown that sleeping under 6 hours a night impairs cognitive performance to a level comparable to legal intoxication. And most people are doing this most nights without noticing. A genuinely better mattress, a supportive pillow, blackout curtains, and earplugs, if you're somewhere noisy, aren't small purchases. You spend roughly a third of your life in that bed, and the quality of it compounds into literally everything else on this list. Number 2, health access. Once you're earning well, spending money to make healthcare faster and easier to reach is worth it. First, check whether your employer already covers this as a benefit. Plenty of people never actually confirm what's included. If not, a stronger private plan or concierge-style access is worth considering. The average wait for a new physician appointment in major U.S. metro areas is now 31 days, up from 26 just a few years ago, and specialties like OBGYN or dermatology run even longer. The point isn't to distrust the healthcare system, it's to remove delays when those delays are genuinely costing you in health. Number 3, your retirement accounts. Most people who are earning well are still underusing this. First, the simple part. If your employer matches 401k contributions up to a certain percentage and you're not hitting that full match, you're turning down free money. Log into your benefits portal and confirm you're capturing all of it. For 2026, contribution limits are $24,500 for a 401k, $7,500 for an IRA, and $4,400 for an HSA. If you're on a self-only high-deductible plan, $8,750 for family coverage, and an HSA is genuinely one of the best tax-advantaged accounts that exists since it's tax-free going in, growing, and coming out for medical expenses. The lesser-known part is for higher earners. Contribute directly to a Roth IRA, and above a certain income, the IRS phases out your ability to do that entirely. The workaround most high earners never use is the backdoor Roth. Contribute to a traditional IRA first, then convert it to a Roth. Same tax-free growth, just access through a different door. This is exactly the kind of move that's often mentioned but rarely actually implemented. Number 4, stop letting cash sit idle. The biggest mistake people make once they start earning well is leaving money parked in a regular checking account doing nothing. The average U.S. savings account currently pays around 0.6% APY, while inflation is running near 4.2%, meaning that money is quietly losing real value every single month. It just sits there. You don't need to hand this off to someone else to manage. A high-yield savings account for your cash buffer and a low-cost index fund for the rest, both automated, is enough. Every month that money sits idle is a month of compounding you never get back. Number 5, your home environment. It's a strange common pattern. A broken door handle or a flickering bulb gets ignored for a year, but the moment that same space is being rented out to someone else, it gets fixed within a week. We tolerate things in our own homes we'd never accept anywhere else. You spend more time there than almost anywhere, and research from the University of Exeter found that something as simple as office plants was linked to a 15% increase in productivity. Warm lighting instead of harsh overheads, a couple of plants, and a real workspace, a proper monitor instead of hunching over a laptop, are some of the highest leverage small upgrades on this entire list. Number 6, your passions and interests. There's a version of financial success that looks complete on paper and feels strangely empty in practice. Good salary, every box ticked, but no real sense of what you actually enjoy outside of work anymore. Research consistently links regular leisure activity to significantly lower rates of depression and stress. Not marginally lower, significantly lower. Once there's disposable income, invest properly in whatever that hobby actually is. The right equipment, real lessons, the community around it. Not because it's productive, because it's one of the only parts of life that exists entirely outside of output and performance. Number 7, convenience. For you and for the people you're responsible for. There's a specific kind of stress that never shows up in a productivity app. The mental load of running a household, the admin and logistics that live permanently in the back of your mind. Here's a simple way to make the math concrete. If your time is worth $80 an hour and a task would cost $50 an hour to delegate, every hour you hand off is worth $30 in value plus an hour of your life back. A cleaner, a meal delivery service on a busy week, someone to handle the yard or the laundry. These aren't luxuries. They're a direct trade of money for the mental space you're actually working to earn. Number 8, physical and mental fitness. Plenty of people know exactly what they should be doing at the gym and still don't show up consistently without some form of accountability. A coach, a class, a standing commitment. Research on exercise adherence backs this up. Supervised, coached routines consistently show meaningfully higher follow-through than going it alone. On the mental side, therapy, coaching, or even a consistent journaling practice are some of the most underrated and most postponed upgrades on this entire list, purely because the return feels less tangible than a gym membership, even though it often isn't. Worth checking first, a lot of employer health plans already include mental health coverage that goes unused. Number 9, your skills. Once there's disposable income, one of the smartest places to put it is back into yourself. Specifically, skills with a direct line to a higher salary. This isn't about another full degree. It's targeted certifications and training. Project management professional certification holders earn roughly 33% more on average, and IT certifications carry a premium of around 25%. A good rule of thumb, if a course or certification pays for itself within a year or two, it's worth it. There's a second category people overlook too. Skills that don't change your title, but change your trajectory inside the job you already have. Public speaking, negotiation, management training. Ask yourself honestly which single skill gap is currently costing you the most and go close it. Number 10, and finally, your wardrobe. There's often a specific guilt attached to spending money on clothes, like it's frivolous or vain, but the research doesn't back that up. A 2012 study on what's called enclothed cognition found that clothing satisfaction is a significant predictor of overall well-being, and that what you wear measurably changes how you think, how you carry yourself, and how confident you feel walking into a room. This was never about designer labels or impressing anyone else. It's about wearing things that genuinely make you feel like yourself the moment you walk out the door. There's a version of financial success people chase for years and arrive at feeling strangely empty. The number in the account is there, but life doesn't feel any different because the money went into the right accounts, but never into the right places. Sleep, health, your home, your passions, the people you're responsible for, and your own sense of who you are outside of work. None of these are indulgences to consider once everything else is sorted. They're the actual point of doing all this in the first place. Which one of these 10 are you upgrading first? Tell me in the comments. And if this helped, there's a lot more where it came from. That's the straight talk for today. If it landed, subscribe. There's a new one waiting every week.